Hello, and welcome to the J.League gleaming, glistening with football stars from all over the world. Today, we'll be taking a close and cheeky, fantastic look at our Southeast Asian players bringing great vibe to our league. To name a few, Chanathip and Supachok from Thailand, Ahan from Indonesia. And don't forget this month's Super Play Best 5. Now, people, time to kick off. What's up, people, and welcome once again to J.League Monthly, giving you the creme de la creme of the J.League. The ecstatic elements, it's all up there, and always with the fantastic, always amazing, Sean Carroll, yes!
I think it's a bit early in the afternoon to be drinking, isn't it, mate?
Thanks for coming back, mate.
You thought I was going to leave you? Were you lonely last month without me?
Yeah, I was feeling rather lonely, as you may have seen. Right, Sean, so let's get straight into it again, putting a big focus on our Southeast Asian players. None better to start than the great Chanathip himself. Okay, Sean, so here we have the great Chanathip.
Yeah, he obviously it was a big transfer when he went on to Kawasaki from Sapporo at the start of the season. And he had a slow start to the season, I think, obviously fitting into a new style of play, fitting into new teammates. And he hasn't come up with as many goals and assists as maybe we were used to seeing. But as you can see in the footage here, he's still got that technical ability. And Kawasaki have come through there. They hope they've come through the kind of the tough spell of the season. They're looking to be getting back up to form now. And yeah, as they close in over the last sort of 10 games or so and look to try and win their third straight title, you have to imagine that he's going to be one of the key players for them who could still decide it in their favour.
Do you think this transfer is turning into a success on the way?
I think it's probably a bit early to say. I mean, it was a big step up for him. He'd gone from being basically the main sort of creative player at Sapporo, the one the team was almost built around, to suddenly going into a team that had won 3 of the last 4 titles, got a wealth of attacking talent already. So he had to fit in. They play a slightly different formation, so he's been asked to play in slightly different positions than maybe he's used to. But I think if he can grow into his style towards the end of this season, and then maybe next year or in a couple of years, once he's sort of fully embedded and his teammates are used to how he plays as well, I think he'll only go from strength to strength.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that then. So excellent, and Chanathip, outstanding, and that he is. But we kind of knew that already to a certain extent. So who else is involved? Here it is. Right, so Sean, here it is. That's a total of 3, 5, 8, total 11 players playing the J-League then, eh?
Well, you've got a best 11 there.
Like if we rewind the years, I think it was Recombin, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Back to 2013, was it?
I believe so, yeah.
And over the course of 9 years, it's great to see all these players from Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia too, and slowly integrating themselves. I mean, they're not, first team players, all of them, but slowly but surely, I think they're going over the language barriers, aren't they?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, there've been some fans from certain countries who've been getting frustrated that their players are coming over here and not playing. But I do think that, you need to have these first steps as well. You can't go from nothing to suddenly they're coming over and playing every week. I think we're going to see in the coming years that more and more players, these players here, are going to start to get more chances. And on the flip side, of course, maybe the Japanese clubs, maybe the coaches need to show a bit more trust in the players, give them opportunities.
So now let's put the focus on a player who's slowly but surely integrating himself into the first team, actually. An Asian player celebrated has to be Supachok of Sapporo. Okay, here we go then, the Supachok. What do you make of him then?
Well, we've only seen a small amount of him so far. I think he's only made three appearances since joining. But as we can see here, he got an assist, I think, in his first game. Sapporo picking up a big win away to Shonan Bellmare. And you can see there, the awareness. Okay, he was in behind and he had time, but often when players do have time, that's when they make errors, they overthink. You could see the awareness he had of his teammates, the quality to get the ball in, and it looks like he's already a popular member of the team. He did come in with a reputation as being a player who can create, who can score. With Sapporo having lost Chanathip at the start of this season, they'll obviously hope that he can fill that void, and over the course of the end of this season, they're obviously trying to escape relegation. If the players are confident and when they're given chances, if they can take them, then there's no reason that the Supachok and the other guys cannot do what Chanathip did and really establish a reputation as one of the standout players in the J-League.
Another character that we want to be talking about is Ahan from Indonesia. Now, he made his debut back in July, but since hasn't had the opportunity to impress. Let's have your thoughts then.
No, yeah, well, you mentioned the fans, the Japanese fans being happy with Supachok. There's a lot of Indonesian fans who are not best pleased that he's not starting every single week for Verdi. And I think, he played against Tochigi. He got 45 minutes for Verdi early on in the summer. And he looked lively. He was getting involved. There was one challenge where he was sort of chasing down with the Tochigi defender and getting stuck in. And I kind of it was only 45 minutes, so it's hard to get too much of a read. But I like the cut of his jib. He looked like he was willing to get involved.
Yep.
He's still young. He's obviously shown in regional tournaments the ability he's got. It's not going to be easy to get minutes. But at his age, if he can use this season to just adapt and then maybe next year really start challenging for minutes, I think he looks like he's got the ability to make a mark. It's just a case now of getting the trust of his coach and his teammates and being able to convince him that he should be picking him instead of someone else. Yeah,
we definitely want to give the latest news about Arhan, especially to our Indonesian fans out there. So we had the opportunity to get hold of a journalist specializing in Verdi. So here it is.
アルハン自身の、個人の能力として、縦に行く時のスピードとか、非常にシャープな身のこなしができる選手ですから、その辺の攻撃的な要素、あと栃木 SC 戦に出て、その時に左足のクロスを、中に合わせるみたいなところもいい場面作ってはいたんですけど、その場面を出すに至る、戦術的な部分をまず解消するのが先だなっていう、そこのところがまだクリアされてない。というのが現状としてはあると思いますね。そこのところは栃木戦も右の前のウィングで使ってるんですけど、最終ラインで使うにはやっぱりディフェンス面の不安っていうのが現状ありますので、まずそれを彼自身が解消すること、コミュニケーションの問題とともに、体力的にはまだ残暑が残る中、9月とかものすごい連戦になるんですね。おそらく連戦中の中で、選手のコンディションとかあとまだコロナの問題もあるから。チャンスは出てくると思いますね。中3日、中2日のゲームが続く中で、アルハンの力を必要とする場面というのもおそらく出てくる。そこで、この前みたいなその栃木戦までにあった課題みたいなものが解消されているということを祈ってます。
So, some positive news about Ahan. Looking forward to September, where he may get a chance to actually show us his magic skills. So today we only got to introduce a couple of our Southeast Asian players, but the prospects, the future is bright, is it not, Sean?
I think it is, yeah, absolutely. I think, as I said before, in the years to come, I think we're going to see more and more players coming over. And as we've seen with Japanese players going over to Europe, the more that come over, the more chance there is they'll be successful, and then that sets a kind of a chain reaction in process. So
excellent, thank you. So now time for Sean's selection. I love it. So Sean, who have you got your demon eyes on this time round?
Well, I wouldn't say I'd call them demon eyes, but one I think is an interesting one is Inui, who's coming at Shimizu. He had a little bit of a problem earlier in the season at Cerezo Osaka, which blew up into a bigger problem, and sadly they couldn't resolve it. So he left Cerezo, and Shimizu, who were struggling earlier in the season, have brought him in as a bit of a live wire out wide. And he's made a very good impact so far. The last World Cup, I'm sure international fans remember, he scored a couple of goals, one against Senegal, a great one against Belgium. If he can sort of bring across that professionalism and, as I said, kind of channel the aggression and the clear desire he has to be playing every minute of every game, then I think, it will only benefit the team in the long run.
Definitely. he sure has a lot to prove yet, you know, even with his credentials as being a World Cup. Here's some great news from the J-League. J-League Asia Challenge is back. And this time round, it's the 2022 J-League Asia Challenge in Thailand. How excellent. And on the touchline from Japan, it's going to be Kawasaki Frontale and then Hokkaido Consadori Sapporo. And from Thailand, our latest champions, Buriram United FC. And coming in number 2 is BG Patum United FC. Now, Sean, this is going to be happening for the first time in 3 years. Are you excited?
I think this is going to be, especially this time around, I think it's going to be someone to really look forward to. It's happened, as you said, it's happened a few times before. We haven't had it for 3 years because obviously of coronavirus and just all the travel restrictions and everything. So the fact we haven't had it for 3 years, I think, they're going to give Kawasaki and Sapporo a real challenge. It should be should be obviously, in terms of the football, should be great. The fans in Thailand will obviously be delighted to see Chanathip and Supachok back as well with their Japanese clubs. And I think,
Okay, so J-League Monthly, thank you so much, Sean. That's it for us. Make sure to tune in on our next time round 2. But one more thing, very essential, is getting your comments, you know, J-League fans from Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, all over the place, not just in Southeast Asia, but all over the world, even from Africa and from back in the UK or from the States and wherever, you know. Tell us what's your thoughts. And so we'll give an adieu, farewell with Super Play and Best of 5. Thank you, Sean, and take care. See you guys next time round. Bye.
Take care.
Ciao.